Okay, but why can't I just wear what I usually wear?
My dad's a senior partner at a law firm. You need to make a good impression on him. You can't just show up looking like this. Also, why are you wearing this beanie? I told you I didn't like it.
Okay, why do I have to try so hard to impress your dad?
Because Indian dads are super strict. And if he doesn't like you, he's not gonna let me be with you. Which is also why we need to talk about you getting a job.
A job? But I told you I'm trying to start now.
What's up, bro? Yo, what's up? Dude, what's up?
What's good?
Did you get your ticket to the Lakers Bulls game tomorrow? Arthur and I got ours.
What? You're going to the basketball game tomorrow? You didn't tell me this.
Yeah, look, I know. I'm sorry, babe. I was just about to let you know.
But Friday nights are our nights together.
So is every other night. Look, I hardly even get to see my friends anymore.
Well, that's what happens when you're in a relationship, John.
Do y'all mind giving us a second? Look, babe, I'm really sorry, okay? It's just, sometimes I feel like I can't talk to you about these things because you get really mad or you guilt trip me.
That's not true.
Okay, well, would you mind if I hung out with Arthur and Jerry tomorrow?
So you don't want to hang out with me?
See? Guilt tripping.
That's not a guilt trip. You know what? Fine, just go. I'll just be by myself on a Friday night. Don't worry about me.
Raji, stop. Raji, where are you going?
What's good, Authentic fam? Welcome back to Authentic Alphas. It's time to have another authentic conversation with your boy, Ayindei. Now, I know a lot of you guys have either experienced or witnessed these type of relationships. And let's face it, guys, it's just not any fun. So if you are in one of these relationships or you're trying to avoid relationships that look like this, stick around to the end of the video.
Stop being upset.
I just don't know why you'd want to hang out with your friends over me.
Okay, look, babe, it's not like I'm choosing them over you, all right? I just like to see them once in a while, too, you know?
Hi, what can I get for you guys?
I'll take a sweet green juice, please.
Great, and you?
Can I get the Impossible Burger and fries?
What? I thought we were on a 14-day juice cleanse together.
I know, but I'm so hungry that I've been feeling lightheaded. I want an actual meal.
Well, that's how it goes.
I can just come back when you figure it out.
No, he'll take a green juice as well.
All right, 2 sweet greens. Bring them right out.
I said I wanted the burger. All right, look, I'm way bigger than you, and I can't just get by on juice alone.
Well, that's how it goes. We had an agreement. You said you'd stick to it.
You forced me into that agreement, all right? I didn't want to do this whole juicing thing anyway, and it's not like I'm even overweight.
Yeah, not now. But I don't want an obese husband a year from now when we get married.
Well, did you just say you want to get married in a year?
Yeah. After you meet my dad, he's not just gonna be okay with me dating a guy.
We are so young. I don't even...
I want you guys to pay close attention to everything in this video. Every single piece of body language, every comment that was made, every facial expression. It's all gonna be very important.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, dude? Yo, man, so what's up with tomorrow? You going?
Give me 1 second. Babe, can I please go?
Seriously, John? Even after I told you how it made me feel, you still want to go?
Okay, I'm really sorry. Okay, but I'm gonna be spending time with you tonight, and Saturday night, and Sunday night.
That's what people who want to be with each other do.
Hello, you there? Yo,
Yeah, can we talk about the game later?
seriously? Come on, why can't you just tell us right now?
Are you really going to be on the phone the entire time we're at lunch?
I'll call you guys back.
No, hey, wait.
I don't like your friends.
What are you talking about? They've been my best friends since elementary school.
Well, you know, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, just so you know.
I don't even get to spend time with 5 different people. The only person I ever spend time with is you.
Now, these are the type of relationships that so-called bad boys just don't seem to ever get themselves into. And that's simply because they don't much care. They really don't care about, the girl's feelings, or at least they don't care more about the girl's feelings than their own. And they're not prioritizing this broad, or they're not putting her on a pedestal. So this is why we're always telling you guys, stop worshiping chicks. Stop putting the pussy on a pedestal, because these are the type of things that can happen. These are the type of things that you slip into. The friend zone, getting into relationships with controlling women. So what happens is those women are really only in the relationship with you because they see you as something that they can control. And a lot of times, very insecure, bratty, entitled women like to control their surroundings, okay? So right off the bat, I could tell you, this guy, he's going down the wrong path. So the problem with a lot of you guys is you get blinded by the attractiveness of women, and you're just lucky to even be interacting with the girl, and before you know it, you're in a really uncomfortable situation, but then you're still hopeful and thinking that something's going to change. So this is what we're going to cover in this video. We're really going to dissect and go over this couple from the YouTube channel OK Baby. Now, personally, I don't care about people personally. You know what I mean? If I don't know you, I never met you, I really don't care. So I'm not caught up in their popularity or their clout or whatever. I really couldn't care less. Like legit couldn't care less. I think their channel is like probably the corniest thing I've ever seen, but with 1 point whatever million subscribers, I guess there's a lot of corny ass people in the world. But that's why cool is so damn valuable, because most people aren't cool. That's why good looking is so valuable, because most people aren't good looking. That's why rich is so valuable, because most people aren't rich. So you get the point where I'm trying to go with that one, right? But these two are straight cornballs. But what I am gonna do is use it as a teachable moment, being as they're popular enough that everybody is familiar with them. But if you're not, we will go ahead and do a little bit of recap on who these people are and I guess, what their situation is. But more importantly, what I want to focus on is how common that dynamic is.
Okay Baby is a channel that so many people have been obsessed with for years. They have such a cute family, lots of kids, and they're super young to have 4 kids. They're both 25 years old. And people are saying that Kira is having a quarter-life crisis at the moment because she has 4 kids and Oscar basically just isn't giving her what she wants, which is more kids and also to get married.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and have to cut in right now. I don't want this girl to get, too many of her, woman terminology in, because she is extremely sugarcoating things and coming from a feminine perspective, which is how you guys get into this situation in the first place, even listening to voices like this. So let's practice tuning chicks out when they talk like this. So right off the rip, this corny ass couple right here, 25 years old is definitely too young for the guy to have children. So you see how I have to interject, so soon? Because she's already talking shit. She's already talking fuckery. 25 is like an ideal age for the female to be having her children. It's way too young for the guy to have his children. If you can have a woman, build something with her and have 4 children with her all by the age of 25 for her, that's actually a win. If you could have already had your children with your woman by the age of 20, by her 25. Now, of course, as a guy, you shouldn't even be thinking about a committed relationship at 25. You shouldn't be thinking about living with a chick at 25. So you damn sure shouldn't be talking about having children at 25. And the next cap is the, like, he's not giving her what she needs or what she wants. Like, they live together, they have an extremely successful business, and they have 4 children already. Yeah, she's getting plenty of what she needs. All right, so that's that, women entitled, I'm not happy. I mean, what more could this chick want? Think about it. With all the broke, struggling single moms, okay, this chick needs more than what she's already getting. Mind you, I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler alert. The dude never said that he wasn't going to marry her. He just wasn't ready to marry her yet. But yet, he lived with her. They got a big-ass house, a beautiful life together, and 4 beautiful children. But somehow, I'm not happy.
So basically, Kira got cancelled recently after they posted their breakup video, and this was after not posting videos for ages, so their fans were quite shocked. The main reason Kira was the one who got cancelled was because people believed that she had so many red flags, a huge lack of empathy for Oscar's emotions and feelings, and the fact she kept interrupting him throughout the video every time he tried to speak, which showed that she was messing with his emotions.
See, there goes some more of that woman talk. This is why I recommend you guys spend as little time around women as possible. I mean that, as little time around women as possible. And when you are around a woman, it should be your woman, and it should be what you want to do, how you want to do it. And every once in a while, of course, there might be an occasion that puts you around her friends or around her family or whatever. But please, guys, keep the being around women to a minimum, because a lot of you guys don't even have the experience or the ability to discern the bullshit that comes out of their mouth that could affect your thinking, in the wrong way, and things that are useful. And I shouldn't even say it like that, because a lot of what women say is useful. The problem is you guys don't know how to translate it. You guys don't know how to decode it. So until you do, be very, very careful listening to what they say, because you will misinterpret this shit. All right? So you see how she's saying like these red flags? Like, okay, those red flags dude should have noticed as soon as he met her. So we're going to get into that because that's where the mistake was made, is that they didn't start noticing these things until later on. And the other thing that was just straight up cap was where she was saying something about the woman not considering his feelings and his emotions. Stop. The issue has nothing to do with no damn emotions. That comes way later on. The issue is that she didn't respect him. That's the issue. She was cutting him off and not letting him speak because she doesn't respect him. It's not about her not being, considerate of his feelings. Be careful with this fucking woman talk, guys.
People are saying that she's having a quarter-life crisis, and there's evidence that she wants to just string him along while she gets to live the single life and go and have with other people. Fans are also convinced that she already has another partner and is in the honeymoon phase of her next relationship. Literally tens of thousands of people were agreeing with comments that had said she clearly has someone else. You can tell she's in that super happy honeymoon stage. Hopefully Oscar finds someone amazing, and you'll see the grass isn't greener on the other side. Kira definitely has, at least right now, a deep emotional connection with another guy and has for a while. That's why this is easy for her and why she's so upbeat while Oscar is crushed and trying to get through the video. Oscar, call a lawyer ASAP. Now we need to talk about the marriage situation. So Kira and Oscar have been together for 7 years, had 4 kids, and they only kind of recently got engaged, I believe. And Kira was like, I don't care, I would be happy with a courthouse marriage. I just want to be married. You know, she's got 4 kids with him. Why was he holding back so much for all these years?
Okay, so the reason why he was holding back for so many years, see, again, when you let women interpret something, it's gonna be like so off of the mark. The dude isn't at fault because he didn't marry her, okay? The dude is definitely at fault. He's not at fault because he held out to marry her. He didn't marry her because he never wanted to be with her. He didn't want that relationship. It was thrusted upon him, just like the clip I showed you in the beginning where the chick was already planning the wedding and that was news to her boyfriend. He's like, wait, what? Did you just say getting married in a year? But this is how women operate. All right, whether they are or aren't controlling, this is how women's minds work. They already do all this planning in their head without your say so. And then after they've decided in their head what they want and what they want you to do, then they might subtly fill you out and give you all these type of shit tests and whatnot to see how you respond to it. Let me give you an example. If a chick is ready to have kids with you, she's not going to sit down and have the discussion with you. She's going to plan in her head what she wants, and then this is how she might bring it up to you. Oh, did you hear my friend? My friend Susan is she's pregnant. And you're going to be like, wait, what? Like, okay, well, what the fuck does that have to do with me? That's what you're going to be thinking. Like, I don't care about Susan, but okay. So it's like, yeah, Susan is pregnant. Can you believe it? All right. And then she's going to try to go into discussion about Susan being pregnant. And then she's going to make all these similarities between her and Susan and Susan's dude and you. That's how she's going to that's how she's going to broach the topic of having kids with you. You see what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just her being feminine, because feminine is indirect. And that's a lot better than a controlling woman that's going to be either just telling you what you're going to do or demanding it. So throughout this video, try not to focus on how much of a shitty person that this girl is, that this female is, because that's not of my concern. That's neither here nor there. What I want you guys to focus on is how this dude is at fault the entire way. All right, so we're going to get into that.
And I think the tipping point for her was when he decided to get a vasectomy. And at the time, I did a bit of digging, and they were actually fighting over Oscar getting this vasectomy while she was pregnant with their 4th child.
And it's like terrible and bitchy as that sounds. I'm just being realistic. Like, I don't want to make that choice for my body.
Because you would have more kids if you could.
Now we have to spend extra money because you might not want to be with me forever and have more kids with somebody else. That's fine.
He wanted 2 kids and I wanted 6.
It's pretty obvious from this little snippet. We can tell that there were already a lot of ifs and maybes during this time in their relationship, which proves that Kira...
Female logic is always late to the party. You see how she's over here talking in the present and in the future? Oh, you can already see that, that they're having problems in Stop. Stop. This is why you don't let women lead. Because they'll tell you that they want something, and then they won't realize until later on that that's not actually what they want. So you can't let somebody lead that doesn't know how to weigh the consequences, that doesn't understand what the outcome is going to be or anything like that, is going to be changing their mind later on when they realize what they got is not what they expected. So already you can see that her female mind is stuck in somehow things are starting to go wrong, or they're starting to have problems, or they're starting to, no. Now, if you're a man that has any type of maturity, any type of intelligence, any type of experience with women, you can see that none of these issues are things that just happen later on. These are things that he should have been able to spot since the first conversation that he had with this chick. This chick in no way hides how disrespectful she is, how selfish she is, self-absorbed, entitled, demanding, controlling. She doesn't hide any of these aspects of her personality. So dude could have told that she wasn't going to be a good pick from the beginning. The problem is he probably didn't have any base of reference. He didn't have anything to compare it to, and he just didn't know that that this personality trait was a bad look, and that he could find a chick that wasn't like this. So she got him young and dumb, and he wasn't thinking, and she got him. She got him in the trap, and now this dude's all jammed up, and he's over here going back and forth with her about a vasectomy, and already it's like, oh well, even her having kids with another dude being a possibility after he gave her 4, it's just all over the place. But it's obviously a guy who never had control of the situation, not ever. Like from day one all the way up until yesterday, this dude has never had control of the situation, and that is the actual problem. So I don't want you guys saying, oh, she's such a bitch, or she's this and she's that, bro. I'm not blaming this chick for anything in this equation. This is all on Buddy.
Are you gonna cry?
No.
Are you gonna cry?
No.
I might. I'm just kidding.
That's nothing to joke about, you insurgent.
All right.
I'll do it. I got this. I got it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this guy's letting all of this go down. So I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit here and give you guys excuses and let you use bitches as a scapegoat, and it's women these days. Women are the problem. Let me tell you something. Let me even entertain that. Let's say that women today were the problem. Even if that were the case, it's men's fault that women today are a problem. And the reason why is because at some point in time, we let these chicks run awry. At some point in time, we lost control of these chicks. Okay? That's what happened. So the media being more of an influence, other women being more of an influence, feminism being more of an influence, whatever the case may be. It's just like when you're a parent. If your kids make it to the streets, and they make it in a gang, or your daughter starts working in a strip club or whatever, what you gonna do? You're gonna blame society, or you're gonna blame your parenting? So men not speaking up, men not taking charge, men not being honest is how women got the way that they are, which is why that's the last thing that we need to be doing right now, is being quiet and letting it go down like that. And this is exactly what this dude is doing. He's just letting all of this shit go down. So you can't really blame it on her, because he's allowing it to happen.
So as many of you guys have noticed, we have gone some time without uploading. We kind of were uploading like a little here, like sprinkles of uploads in the beginning of December. And then we kind of stopped and haven't posted since. It's just hard to know in that situation from a content point of view what to do. And so we made the decision just to kind of not do anything.
Actually, I tried a lot to vlog, but it was just, we were going through a lot of emotions and a lot of sad, at least I was going through a lot of sad emotions, so a
lot of you guys did notice he was vlogging and I wasn't. At that time though, I was really sick. Yeah. And it wasn't really that bad between us at that point when you were just vlogging.
I was going through it at that point.
That Buddy didn't want to make this video at all. You could tell that he was blindsided by this. So when he says that he started to see the signs and blah, 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 dude, shut up. Shut up, you idiot. You didn't see any damn signs, nowhere near when you should have, because if you did, you would have never cohabitated with this chick. You would have never been in a relationship with the chick. With her attitude, she's not even a chick that you hook up with. That's how bad her attitude is. So how the heck did this guy get that far along with it? So it's a little ridiculous for him to say that he noticed anything. Like, dude, sit down when it comes to observation and noticing things. You didn't notice a damn thing, bro.
I saw it coming early because I just saw the switch. So for me, I was going through it, but I was still in the denial phase. Like, no, this can't be happening. Yeah. Can't be happening. But Sadly, it is, and it happened, you guys. I'm laughing because it's awkward, and we're here. Yeah, and we're here. So, I finally accepted it, which is why I'm actually even able to laugh about it. It feels nice.
We actually tried to make this video before, but it was very rough.
Yes.
It was too fresh.
Not only does this chick want to control what he does physically and what he says verbally, but she also wants the power to control this dude's feelings. Like, wow, this dude really thinks that she's anointed or something. I don't know what kind of superpower she thinks she has, but this is why you don't let women cut you off. Now, granted, you have to handle it better than some characters. You know what I mean? You don't get all emotional yourself and start getting all upset and you don't got to throw a chick out. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to Frank Castle a chick for cutting you off, but you do need to stop her and let her know this is not going to happen moving forward. You're not going to cut me off, okay? So control yourself, all right? So you have to create some type of confines when you're dealing with women and let them know that there will be some type of rules to engagement. There will be some type of expectation for their behavior. And of course, you have to do it in a way that they're going to respond well. And that's where the skill comes into play.
Yeah, way too fresh, and I still was not fully accepting it. And but I'm better now. So yeah, Kira broke up with me.
Some would say, oh, see, that's why he should have broke up with her first. You'd be wrong. That's why he should have never messed with her in the first place. So I want you guys to pay very close attention to that awkward laugh that he just made, okay? And how that kid is just the pale shadow of a man, right? There's no man there, okay? And I want you guys to really, really pay attention to this guy's weakness and the position that he's in right now. And I want you to ask yourself, is that better than just being without a woman, just focusing on yourself and doing what you got to do so you can put yourself in a position where not only are you living your best life, but you can also demand what you deserve and reject anything that falls short of that. See, the problem with a lot of you guys is you're willing to take any chick rather than just be to yourself. You have to stop idolizing these chicks. It's not that serious. And it's coming from someone that had to learn that by actually acquiring them. And I'm not judging you guys in that sense, because when I was young, trust me, I thought that chicks were the most important thing too, right? Until I started getting women consistently, and I started getting comfortable being the one that controlled the relationship. Not so much how it sounds, but being the one who chose which girl I wanted to deal with, rather than just settling for what girl I could get. That is y'all problem. That is y'all young guys' problem, you grown-ass men's problem, you old-ass men's problem. That's the majority of men in general's problem. Y'all keep settling for any chick you can get, rather than just going without until you can get the chick that you actually want. Stop doing that, because it's gonna fuck you up later in the relationship. The relationship is going to be a problem. It's going to be painful, okay? It's going to be costly. It's not going to be good for you. And on top of that, it's not going to be good for her either. So if you over here like putting the chick first, well, shit, you shouldn't even get into a relationship that she's not going to be happy, because she's going to be miserable and you're going to be miserable. What's it worth? You're both going to be unhappy because you're both settling, okay? And when you let these chicks lead, they're going to lose respect for you anyway. So there's no salvaging that relationship. There's no way to make it work. There's so many guys out here dealing with chicks that don't actually like you. They don't like you. They don't want you. All right? Stop being in it just to be with a chick. It's not that important. Air, water, food, money. Those are essential. Pussy is nowhere in that equation.
Does it make you feel better to say it like that? Do you feel better because it's not you?
Yeah, because I tried my ass off to make it work in the end, and
but that's the thing, guys. Yeah. If you're listening, in the end, doesn't always work anymore.
Yeah, so they're both confirming what I just said. If a chick don't want to be with you and never did actually want to be with you, there's nothing that you can do, because this is the thing. This is how chicks will play your ass. Chicks are the ones that need to have a dude rather than no dude at all. That's females that need a man. So what they will do is they'll use you as an in-betweeny man. You get what I'm saying? They'll use you in between not having nothing and getting a guy that they actually want. And that's exactly what this chick used. But there's nothing unique about this story. There's nothing unique about this situation. I've seen it a million times. And the thing is, I see it long before the guy sees it. I could be at a restaurant. I could just look over at a table and be like, it's over for that dude. It's over for that dude's relationship, and he doesn't even know it. And there's kids involved. There's a kid in the booster seat making a mess with some chicken nuggets. And I'm just looking at it like, damn. And he don't even know what's coming. And it might not be next month. It might not be next year. It might not be 2 years from now. But it's coming. It is definitely coming. And the crazy thing is, the longer that it takes to come is the more she's going to start making your life miserable. That's another thing that you guys don't realize. The longer that she has to wait to replace you is the more and more miserable she's going to start to make you. She's going to start to become more bitchy and more resentful because she's expecting to have already been bailed out of having to be with your subpar ass. And all this time that you've been spending trying to make her happy and trying to resolve the issues and salvage the relationship, all that time, energy, and money that you've been wasting, that's all energy you should have been putting into yourself, dickwad. And had you have done that, by the time that she's ready to drop your ass, you would have been a better man that could have actually got a better woman than her. So what you needed to have done was passed up on that from jump. From the moment you saw that this chick got a bad attitude and she's not going to let you lead, she doesn't respect you and so on and so forth, you should have been like, no, I'll wait. Let me just focus on me. Let me continue focusing on me.
I'm going to be who I am. If you don't like it, unfollow me, first of all. If that means I have 0 followers at the end of this, I don't give a shit. I value myself more than that. Second of all, the way that Oscar and I have treated each other has always been this.
I'm not accurate because I watched it first and then I customized my comments and my opinions to what I saw. No, dude, I could have just looked at one clip of them interacting and already knew all of what they're confirming. Her saying that it's all about her and she don't give a F about what this person thinks. She don't care about what that person. I don't give a damn if you unfollow me. Yeah, it's not that she doesn't care about followers. It's that she's already got so many followers that now she don't give a damn. All right, that's how I'm starting to feel about a lot of y'all. Once I start hitting 50K and 100K, I'm gonna be encouraging certain people. Just please unfollow me. Please get the hell off of my content. If you're gonna be making stupid comments and telling me dumb shit, yo, get the fuck out of here. Because you're definitely someone I don't want here anyway. All right? So she is letting you know where her head is at. Okay? And she said if y'all have a problem with the way that I talk to him, y'all don't like how I talk to him, she said that's how we've always been.
Now, Kira and Kieran's friendship did deteriorate in July last year. Kira used to do Topic Tuesdays every week, and she did mention why they stopped being friends.
Karen, Alyssa, I see a few comments. First of all, I want to say yes. Friendships are a lot different when you get older. And friendships are a lot less... Like in high school, you see your friend every day at school. You text them, you go to your house, you have sleepovers, you FaceTime all the time. I'm sorry to break the bubble, but it's not like that when you grow up and you have kids and, you have jobs and you're busy with whatever.
Now, another thing that I could have guessed just simply by seeing how this chick talks and how she carries herself and thinks is that not only has she always been treating her man like shit, but she's probably always been a shitty friend and a shitty family member. And there you go. Confirmed. She's also terrible at maintaining female relationships and female friends. No surprise there.
So, yeah, it is about me, actually. And my feelings are involved.
Also got angry about the response to that video and went on her Instagram stories or her live, I believe, while her children were bouncing around in the back of the car, and she was just going off like total wrong place and time to be having that kind of a heavy discussion with your fans. She was literally swearing and having a toxic attitude around her children, which was very concerning for fans to watch.
Okay, I know I shouldn't be making this right now, but I'm going to. And I'm mad at myself for doing it. But also, I just have to stick up for myself. Like, it gets to a point. Yeah, that's right, sis. That's what I teach my kids to do. And so, practice what you preach. You are going to dance. I know this situation isn't just about me.
So, why I'm pointing all these things out to you guys, it's not because I'm bashing this chick that I literally couldn't even really care less about, and I really don't think anything about her is unique. I think there's a lot of chicks that are like this. But what I want you guys to recognize are all these red flags. Because what's shocking to me is not her bad behavior. What's shocking to me is how a dude was able to get into a relationship with her. How was he able to be so passive, so naive, so optimistic? How? How could he not see that, like, yo, this chick is a dickhead? So I think there's a lot of you guys out there that are making that same mistake just because she has a vagina. How often are you going to be in that versus how often you got to deal with that mouth? One of the main reasons why you never want to get into any type of relationship with selfish women in the short term is because obviously it's a disjustice to you. But what's crazier than dealing with that is being in a long-term relationship with a selfish bitch, because that leads to children, whether they were intentional, planned, or accidental. So do you really want a selfish chick being the mother of your children? Because this is not unique at all. There's no shortage of selfish women becoming mothers. Now, of course, you're not supposed to be able to say that. The mainstream would never agree with you, but majority of the time when I'm analyzing single mothers, the first thing that always pops into my head and is confirmed is how selfish they are. But they're oblivious to it. They are oblivious to how selfish they are. And it's crazy that women think that, like, selfish is a trait that, like, you know what I mean, you only express it with certain people in certain scenarios. Like, absolutely not. If you're a selfish person, you're going to be selfish at work. You're going to be selfish with your friends. You're going to be selfish with your significant other, and you're going to be selfish with your children. You want to know how a woman is going to be with children? Just see how selfless or selfish she is when she interacts with anything else that has a heartbeat. Because a lot of these chicks are selfish as hell when it comes to their pets. They'll leave their animal home all day long, only interact with the animal when they need affection. It's not about when the animal needs attention and affection. It's when they need attention and affection. It's almost like a lot of these girls are getting these dogs and these cats just to have an emotional tampon. She's definitely not looking like a good candidate for a single mom. I feel for his kids. They are not going to be in the best hands. So you've seen some examples of how that can play out. But one of the reasons why it's very, very important that you look out for these type of women is because they will basically F your life up if you let them. But the thing is that if you get involved with them, it might be too late. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to avoid it. So first, I want to go over just a few key things to look out for when you're first meeting and getting to know a female that should disqualify them immediately. I want you guys to stop thinking you can fix a chick or change a chick or influence it. Dude, please, guys, quit it with this scarcity mindset. You guys hear this all the time, but I don't really hear anybody really explaining it to you. All I hear them say is just these catchphrases. Have an abundance mindset. Don't have a scarcity mindset. But they don't really get into it in detail on how to differentiate the two, how to express, you know what I mean, having an abundance mindset, how to even get an abundance mindset, or why it's so important not to have a scarcity mindset. They make it seem like everything just revolves around girls and getting laid. It's like, that's what you guys are so caught up on. You guys are so caught up with having success with women that you don't even know what success with women is. You haven't even determined that for yourself. That's how lost you guys are. That's how confused you guys are when it comes to chicks, that you don't even know what the hell it is that you're trying to do with them. All you know is that girls are beautiful and I want one. So let's pay attention to some of the things that you need to look out for. The first one I have here is if a woman starts sentences with if you, right? Like, you know, if you love me, you would or you will do this, okay? If you care about me, if you care about my feelings, if you were a real man, okay? All those type of sentences, get away from that chick. Get away from that broad immediately. I'm serious. And if you invested too much to want to walk away, that right there is why you guys need to stop investing so much into these chicks. I don't know why people have such a hard time noticing that the guys that care the least are the guys that these chicks be running behind. All right? It's real simple. The person that cares the least about a relationship is the one that's going to dominate because they're not willing to compromise. But here's the thing, though, because I know a lot of you guys are terrified to do that because it isn't going to work for you. And why is it going to work for you? Because the chick doesn't want you any fucking way. That's why. Okay? So work on being desirable first. Okay? And stop having to do so much just to be around someone, just to be tolerated by someone. You got to do so much. That's your fault. And it's everything in life is energy. So at the end of the day, what you're doing is stupid, because if you're going to put energy into trying to be liked and accepted and tolerated, dummy, why don't you just put that energy into yourself? And I'm going to say it to you like that. You know what I mean? Because if you're offended that I'm saying that and calling my viewers dummies, you are the exact type of person I'm talking about that needs to like unsub if you're even sub to begin with. Get up out of here and stop absorbing my free content. If you're that easily offended, that's how I'm eliminating. That's how I'm thinning the herd, because that right there is a problem, right? If you're a little sensitive dude and I can't talk like that, like how I would on the football field, like how I would in the locker room, how I would in the barbershop, if I can't talk to the guys like that, then I don't want to talk to those guys. Let's get to number 2. All right. If she leverages sex in any way, all right? So if she tries to like offer, flirt with you and offer, to get what she wants in a manipulative way, which isn't the worst thing in the world, depending on who you are and how you're conducting yourself. But more so I'm concerned about when she tries to punish you by withholding sex. That's the one you guys got to watch out for. Now, I know 1 and 2 are both kind of like things that you would start noticing when you're already in a relationship. So let's move on to things that would prevent you from even getting into a relationship with that chick. Like, is she controlling with her friends? If she's controlling with her siblings, controlling with her friends, or even if she has a dad in her life that she manipulates, get the hell away. Get out of there, guys. All right? 4th one. If ever someone like asks a question to you in her presence and she answers for you, if she speaks for you, answers for you, orders for you, nah, you don't want that. It actually should be the reverse, actually. When you take a woman on a dinner date, you can take a woman to a restaurant, and this is something I actually learned from older women in my family. When it's time to order the food, you don't want her dealing with the waiter directly. And I know that's going to be difficult because here in America, the waiter tends to address the woman, and that just lets you know how lost we are in our society as far as the roles. But traditionally, the waiter is not even really supposed to be addressing the female. She's supposed to be addressing the man, which would make sense because he's the one paying, which means he's the one tipping. But anyway, this is how I want you guys to think of it when you go on like dinner dates and stuff like that, or anywhere, for that matter, where you're getting service. I want you to think of that person as working for you. That person serves you. So, for example, if you had a butler, that would be your butler, and your butler would be serving your guest, but your butler is an extension of you. So, since you're paying for the date, and like I said, you're the one tipping the waiter, you have to establish that with the waiter early. And it's obviously something you're going to have to do subtle. You're going to have to do it with certain words and also certain body language. You're not going to be able to just come out and say, hey, waiter, you don't talk to her directly. You talk to me directly, all right? If you want to know something, you look at me. You ask me. You got that? You're not really going to be able to say that. So you have to learn how to communicate without actually having to spell things out for people. But anyway, where I'm going with this is you want to ask her what it is that she wants. So when the waiter comes and says, hey, can I get you guys any drinks, any appetizers or whatever, you tell them what you're going to tell them, but you make sure that you speak first. You make sure you address them so you have their attention. And then whatever the question is that they're trying to ask her, you re-ask the question to her. Can I get you any appetizers? If she looks at that lady, you cut her off and say, did you want to start with an appetizer? right? So you're taking charge of the situation. This is also an opportunity to show that you're the man, to show that you're assertive subtly in a subliminal way. And then when you get rid of that waiter or whatever, you go ahead and discuss with her, what the options are, what's on the menu, what looks good, what sounds good. And you basically get her order from her before that waiter comes back. So when that waiter does come back, you say, she will have, the red wine or whatever. She prefers it dry. She will have, you know what I mean, the steak with the, Brussels sprouts or whatever. So that's just a little tip, guys. You want to constantly be, in other words, controlling. So this is about avoiding controlling women, but also the caveat to that is that you need to be a controlling man. That's actually probably one of the best ways that you don't even attract that type of woman in the first place. Because remember, submissive, beta, weak men attract assertive, strong, independent, belligerent, disrespectful women. That's how that works, because her energy is never going to work with a dude that's strong, because he wouldn't tolerate that shit. So think about that. A masculine chick is not going to get far with a masculine dude. It just wouldn't work. So one of the best repellents or deterrents for these type of chicks is to actually you be the controlling one yourself. And these little subtle ways are how you establish that, hey, listen, I'm the captain of this ship. All right? So the fifth one here is if she didn't have a consistent male figure growing up. And the reason why I put consistent there is because a lot of times when women are controlling like that in regards to men, is that because they don't trust you. They don't trust you to do anything right. And those are usually women that it's not so much that they didn't have a guy growing up, is that the guy probably wasn't consistent. He probably was fumbling things. He probably was fucking up. He probably was always, doing something wrong or whatever, and always disappointing her mother or her. And because of that, she developed very little trust or faith in men to get it right. So you're better off just avoiding that type of woman altogether, because like I said, abundance mindset. Like, I don't know why guys try so hard with a particular girl when there's so doggone many of them. They're freaking everywhere. Okay, so now another one is if she has a problem with your friends. And this is one I think that can come pretty early in the game, when you're first getting to know a chick. She like off rip has a problem with your friends. And nowadays, she might make an early comment about your friends before even meeting them through like social media. If she's like looking at your social media and she's like, criticizing or having negative comments about the pictures with you and your friends or something like that, oh, he looks like such a douche or something like that, you already know, like, But see, the way you're supposed to get on top of that, because that could be a form of shit test on its own. Believe it or not, man, you guys, I got to do another video on shit tests because they are so intricate. I think they keep going over a lot of guys' heads. So I'll just give you an example of like a shit test that you guys would never fucking catch. So if a chick is like saying something about your friends, right? So like say you're just meeting a chick, it's only your second, third time talking to her or something, and she says something about one of your boys, right? Like she sees a picture of you and one of your boys just being guys, and she's like, oh, this is your friends who you hang out with? And you're like, yeah, it's my boy. He's like, oh, he looks like such a douche. Now, if you let that slide or you like laugh, or even worse, you like agree with her to some extent, oh yeah, like, yeah, he is a douche, or yeah, whoa, major fucking fail. All right? Because what she could very well do is be testing you for not only to see if you're a douche or if you're an asshole, if you're a bad boy, because that's what she wants. So it's a trick question because you're thinking, oh, she's saying he's a douche negatively. Let me distance myself from him socially. Oh, I'm not like him. Now she wants to fuck your friend. Stupid. So not only is she testing you to see if you're, a reckless, risk-taking, I don't give a fuck bad boy as well, which would probably be sexy to her, but she also might be testing your loyalty. You see what I mean? So you want to be a G about it. You want to be like, listen, I don't. Even if he was a douche, I wouldn't care. That's my boy. That's my boy, and I love him. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about shit tests at a later date because I think a lot of you guys, A lot of you guys take L's before you even get started because you don't pass the initial shit tests. All right, so 7 here, I'm starting off with more things that you should be doing if you're already kind of like mixed up with a chick. And some of you guys are probably already in relationships with these type of women. So let me try to at least give you guys some advice other than leave, which is what you should do. But for you suckers, for pain, what I would suggest is if you have a controlling chick, first and foremost, you want to stop allowing her to make the choices for you. Stop allowing her to make choices at all. I don't care how small, how trivial they seem. Stop allowing her to make any decisions or any choices. So the next is stop asking permission to do things. Stop begging for things. A rule that I like to keep with women, and I will say it to their face, I'm not asking you more than once, right? And that's on a good day. That's on a day that I'm trying to be nice. I'll be like, listen, I'm not asking a female for anything more than once. So, before you even answer me, take some time and think about it. I'm going to take a piss. I'll be back. But I'm not going to ask you twice. All right? But usually my attitude is I don't ask, I tell. Okay? So that's actually on my list. So we'll wait till we get to it. Okay, so stop asking, stop asking, begging, or trying to initiate sex. All right, that's the next one. So it's going to be hard for someone to leverage something over you that you act as if you're not interested in. And if your woman can play games with the sex, if she's not as aroused by you as you are by her, that's already a problem with you, which is why you should always be in the gym. You should always be leveling up. You should always be, trying to find, better colognes, better style, better everything. Just because you're in a relationship, don't behave like you're complacent. Don't behave like there's no point in putting in any effort into yourself. Don't do that. You definitely don't want to do that. You never want to do that. You always want to keep on striving to be better financially, be better physically, be better as far as game is concerned. Like, you always want to be working on these things, whether you got a girlfriend in tow or not. All right? So stop asking her permission and start telling her what you've decided. A lot of guys, they either directly ask permission to do things or they indirectly ask permission to do things. Like, they're literally asking their girl if it's okay if they do this, this, and that. That's ridiculous. And for a lot of you guys, it's actually subconscious, because what you're doing is trying to make sure she's cool with it because you don't want her to be mad. All right? Which leads me to my next one. And my next one is stop caring if she's mad. It's that simple. Stop caring. A lot of you guys don't realize that a woman acting mad or pretending to be mad, that's a shit test within itself, because she's trying to see, can she control you with that? Like, oh, if I act mad and I give him the silent treatment, is he going to acquiesce? Bro, what you need to do is flip it. You need to do the opposite. When she gives you the silent treatment, you be like, thank God, finally some fucking peace around here. And then start acting happy. Go play Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? Call up one of your homeboys and talk about old times, joke and laugh. Yo, remember that time when, that's how you handle that situation. So pretty much you handle it, her getting mad or having her little temper tantrums, her silent treatment, treat it the same way you do denying you sex. You just stop acting like you care. Like, act like it's not a big deal. That's what you do. All right. Next one here is you need to train her to ask permission for everything. So a lot of this stuff is actually reversed. It's really funny. So it's like in the relationship, obviously someone has to be the leader. If it's not going to be the man, then the woman is going to struggle and fail and attempt to try to do it. And then it's going to be pressure. And then she's going to end up resenting the guy that she has to step up and be the lead. If the guy is the one asking permission for shit, then the polarities are switched. She's supposed to be asking you permission. Now, granted, she's already decided what she's going to do in her head, right? We have to be realistic here. You ain't never going to really control. Okay. Submission from a woman is like resources from a man, all right? A woman isn't naturally supposed to be able to take more than a man's willing to give. I get it. Today we have the government. The government's all involved in our shit, and the government is forcing guys to hand over things to women. But natural law, a woman wouldn't be able to just take more than a man is willing to give. So it's the same thing with submission. You can't force a woman to submit to you more than she was willing to submit. So a woman coming to her man and like, basically asking permission or checking to see if it's okay if she does something, she's already decided that she's going to do that thing. But that particular woman understands how she needs to go about it. She needs to go about it in a very passive way. She needs to go about it in a way that defers to the man and makes him at least think or feel that he's in control of the situation. And to be honest with you, a lot of times that's the best that you're going to get, guys. All right? So make sure you're getting that and make sure that you value it or whatever. So you have to train her to behave that way if she doesn't already come that way. And for a lot of you young guys, these young girls nowadays are not coming like that. They're not coming that way, at least not in the Western world. So train her. And I guess I'll probably have to do a video on how to train women. Ugh. That just sounds so bad coming off the tongue, but you really do got to train women, similar to how you train dogs. And like dogs, you have to train women as early as possible, meaning if she's post 24, you're going to have to be damn near a magician to be able to coach or train a girl past her mid-20s. So you want to get them early unless you're a master at it. But then again, you become a master at it by training girls from a younger age. And I think you get better at it. And some guys actually get good enough that they can turn around, women in the later years. Anyway, so the last one I have here is, give her ultimatums for any and all disagreements. So that's also very important. Giving women ultimatums is a way to let them choose, but at the same time, keep a dominance, because you're basically letting her know, like, listen, I've already decided what I want and how I want to go about it. So I'm going to let you make up your mind. But just know, if you decide this is how I'm going to react. And if you decide this, then this is how I'm going to react. So women will tell you that they don't like ultimatums. They'll, complain to their friends. Who does he think he is? The nerve of him, he gave me an ultimatum. I just want you guys to know that women complain a lot of times about the things that they respond to the most. So, we all know when you first meet a chick, she's going to tell you all these negative things and negative traits about her ex if you ask. And, if you're thinking with a logical brain, you would have to acknowledge that. How is it that this person can have all these negative behaviors or negative traits according to her, but yet she was with this guy the longest? And she still has unresolved issues, because when she says it, she's still emotional. She's still resentful, which means she cares. There's still some emotion attached to it. So why is it that the guys that they care about the most are the ones that they seem to have all of these complaints about? So you got to kind of think about that too. So she getting pissed off that you gave her an ultimatum, sounds to me like you got the upper hand. All right, guys? So I'm going to get up out of here, but this video is very, very important, because it could save you a whole bunch of heartache, drama, stress, and having to restart your life all over again. So I want you guys to take this shit seriously. A lot of you young guys, you don't take this type of stuff seriously until it happens to you. All right? So it doesn't seem like you got a lot to lose when you're 19, 20, 21, but pay attention. This dude is married to this chick, engaged to this chick at 25, and they already have 4 kids. Do some simple math. Even if they had their kids back to back, okay, that's 4 years, 5 years in the past. So that means they got together around 18, 19, 20 is when they started making babies. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And the clip that I showed you in the beginning, those kids were like, in high school or something like that. So you see how young guys get sucked into relationships that they didn't necessarily want to be in, but the girl just kind of pressured them and controlled them, and it's kind of like making the guy say yes. You want the smoothie, don't you? You're a vegan? You're vegan. You're vegan. The guy's like, yeah, vegan. Yeah, I'll have the vegan smoothie. It's like, that's not what he wanted. And I see this all the time. Like, when I say all the time, I see this all the time. Everywhere I go, I see it because I'm always watching people. I'm always observing, and I know how to read lips. So I'm always seeing like women ordering for guys. I see couples in the supermarket, the guy putting stuff in the shopping cart, and the woman is taking the stuff out of the shopping cart and putting it back, talking about, oh, that's not gluten-free, that's not vegan, that's not no GMO. And the guy is like, well, fuck, that's what I wanted, but he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't put up a fight. And I'm looking at the chick like, number one, this chick isn't even nothing to call home about. She's not even that bad. She's not even that hot. But that's besides the point, because even if she was smoking hot, still, you don't compromise for the chick, because she's not even going to like you or respect you after that anyway. So even if she was the hottest thing in the world, you're still shooting yourself in the foot. And every time I see that, I'm thinking to myself, I really feel like I should be tapping this guy on the shoulder and being like, yo, come here. Let me tell you something, you fucking idiot. You know you're gonna lose this chick, right? You know this chick is gonna play you in the long run. You know she's gonna suck you dry. She's gonna take everything that she can to compensate herself for wasting time with you because of the way that you're conducting yourself. And women have a really backwards way of doing things. So a lot of times, what the woman wants more than anything else is for him to grab his shit, put it back in the fucking cart, and say, listen, I'm a grown-ass man, okay? I'll eat all the GMOs. Okay, I'll genetically modify every fucking thing I put in my mouth. All right? If you have a problem with it, you could take your ass to Whole Foods and go shopping by yourself, get whatever it is that you want, and you pay for it. All right? But as long as I'm here, I'm going to get what I want. Humble yourself, okay, unless you want to pay for your own groceries. But this is a conversation he should have had with her the first time that she told him about some GMOs and some, gluten-free. All right? But anyway, guys, take this shit seriously. Don't even interact with these type of women, and keep working on yourself so that you have a level of power and status and dominance where you feel confident within yourself and you would never put up with any of this type of crap on the subconscious. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.